For all the homies that are watching it back and not live, you get to see this part and nobody else does. I'm drinking some hot ass tea. Some vanilla oolong tea. And now it's the waiting game. We wait for the homies to pull up. Squirrel Sniper, what's up? First with intent. Oh my god, that's so dope, bro. Good to see you, man. How you doing? That's so awesome. Do you have it like scheduled, or do you just know the time so you pull up on YouTube? I appreciate you, bro. That's awesome. That's how magic works. Fuck yeah, man. I'm all about magic, bro. How you doing, bro? Have you had a good week? What's up, Charlie Jones? How you doing, man? Thank you for pulling up. I'm about to light some Palo Santo. I'm just getting this live going. Oh, we're out of lighter fluid. We got Squirrel Sniper and Charlie Jones hanging out. Here, get some of this Palo Santo love over here. There you go. We all can use a little bit of the Palo Santo love. I see 2 other people in the chat. What's up? Don't be shy. Say hi. We're waiting for that first big wave to roll through. Deep diving. Love to eat. Says, hey, what's up, homie? How you doing? Deep diving with Gemini, the Google chatbot. After 5 minutes, she was asking me questions. It's funny you say that, bro, because I was actually just messing with the Google Gemini thing earlier today, trying to get it like to make me an image. Can you give Nick? Oh no. Fine, that's good to hear. Love to eat. Thanks for pulling up. What's up, Northwood? You ever get your astral projection on? What do you mean? Like, have I ever astral projected? Do you wear zip hoodies? That's crazy. Somebody a couple weeks ago was asking me, what in the Lord is going on here? This is called a YouTube Live, where I just go live. And yeah, for all the people pulling up right now, my name is Devin. I run the YouTube channel Northwood Shaman, and I post content revolved around spirituality and self-transformation. And yeah, every Thursday I go live and just hang out and watch people pull up and talk about stuff and shoot the shit and talk about whatever pops up, you know what I mean? Let's smoke one. I don't smoke, bro. I was asking certain questions what was triggering her. What was she talking to you about? I see a bunch of homies in the chat. APP, dude, what's up, man? Yeah. All you guys in the comments right now, whether you've been here before or not, if you have any questions around anything revolved around spirituality, self-transformation, meditation, psychology, anything like that, that's what I dig, that's what I talk about. I go live on Thursdays and just pull up, hang out, and so yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, don't hesitate to drop them in the chat. Hold on, I'm gonna remove this homie here. Put user in timeout for 24 hours. Love to eat. Could you help? I want to transform into a unicorn. Could you help me? I don't know about that, bro. Let's get some interesting comments in the chat. Waiting for the OGs to pull up right now. You look chilled. What do you mean, like? Shout out from Philippines. Hey, I was just talking with somebody yesterday from the Philippines, man. That's cool. If I take magic mushrooms, would I see Jesus? Depends on what you define as Jesus, man. If you mean the guy that we all think of when we see Jesus, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. But if by Jesus you mean God, spirit, maybe. Good vid, no hate, BS. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Asking if AI could eventually learn fear. What was it saying? How did it respond to that? Someone on YouTube actually does it. What were you referring to there? Taste brands. What? Yeah, what are you talking about? Claim he's seen Jesus. Well, maybe he did, bro. That's the power of subjectivity. You never know. Mushrooms had me seeing all kinds of shit. Yeah, I don't have a lot of experience with mushrooms, but I do have a lot of experience with LSD and DMT. And oh my God, dude. If there's one thing I feel like people don't emphasize enough about psychedelic experiences, it's the visuals. It's the hallucinations. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like nobody really pays close enough attention to them. Everybody's all just like, yeah, everything's like moving around in bright colors and like, whoa, all the patterns. But like in my experiences with like LSD, for example, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at my room and everything is just fucking moving and morphing and patterns. And it's absolutely mesmerizing and captivating and mind-blowing. Like the way I've always described it, it's like watching God performing magic tricks in real time in my vision. Like it's fucking crazy. And I feel like everybody just kind of like, oh, whatever, I'm just hallucinating, you know what I mean? But for me, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Dude, power off. I feel like everybody is talking about the code in the laser DMT thing. I literally just saw it today. We've talked about it multiple times on my lives now. And you guys were the first ones to introduce me to that whole seeing code in laser thing. I've never heard of that up until doing these lives with you guys. Otherwise, DMT is where it's at. I feel you, bro. All the psychedelics have their own place, you know what I mean? Obviously, like I said, I don't have that much experience with mushrooms, but, you know, LSD is a much more social, communicative, sort of learning type experience, but DMT is like a fucking deep dive into the afterlife or something, or into another dimension or something, and it has a whole other vibe and feel and flavor to it that is completely different than LSD. Wooden cutlery feels better than metal for me. Is there a nature connection related thing going on there? There very well could be. It could just be a personal preference of yours, man. The sort of holistic, the wholesomeness of the wooden cutlery, you know what I mean? And also, I feel like I kind of know what you mean, to be honest. I've seen Make take mushrooms, and it's funny watching them, but I've never done it myself. Yeah, sometimes, like, back when I used to do acid a lot, me and my brother would have a conversation for, like, hours, bro. And sometimes I just wish I could have been, like, a fly on the wall listening to what we were talking about. Because obviously, to us, in the midst of it, we're talking about these fucking revelations and God and awakening on awareness and who am I and all this profound shit. But if I was like sober listening from the outside, we were probably just talking about the same thing for like hours and hours. What do we got here? Scrolling through the chat a little bit. Raiden. Oh, Raiden, I saw you make a comment on one of my videos not too long ago, homie. Do you think it's a bad idea to do a psych if my previous trips from a teenager were anxiety spirals and I couldn't let go? I've learned and grown a lot since then, but I'm afraid of losing my mind. Well, first of all, the reason I don't trip nowhere near as much as I used to back when I was 16 to 20 years old is because of that increasing feeling of ungroundedness, of unsteadiness, of feeling like I'm going insane, you know? And for me personally, what I kind of came to the conclusion of is that I am having a hard time sort of digesting and integrating all these downloads, as they're called, that I was getting from the psychedelics, and I just kept doing them and kept saying, oh, if I were more brave, I can do this and not freak out. And I started to get very uneasy, very ungrounded, and I was getting this very strong cueing to pull back, to pause, to slow down. And in slowing down, I'm still integrating the things that happened in those experiences I had from like 16 to 21 years old, you know what I mean? And you'll know when the time is right. If you feel like you're pressuring yourself into taking psychedelics because you feel like you should, or your friends said you should, man, it's so beneficial, you probably shouldn't do it. But if you're feeling a deeper calling that it's time to venture again, to voyage again, to spend time with it again, that's a whole other story, and that involves and entails preparation and centering and setting an intention. Why are you doing it? You know what I mean? Are you doing it just to see weird shit and feel weird, or are you trying to learn and unravel negative patterns of your mind? You know, what are you doing? Why are you going into it? You know what I mean? So if there's like a deeper calling, people call it, if there's a deeper pull pulling you towards using psychedelics, that's a little bit different than feeling like I kind of want to trip, but I'm scared. Should I do it? You know what I'm saying? So feel it out, man. Feel it out. Don't let anybody, me included, don't let anybody pressure you into taking psychedelics, because psychedelics are no fucking joke. Psychedelics are where the pedal meets the metal, where the rubber meets the road, you know what I'm saying? Where shit can get real really fast, you know? And so don't trip out about it. Just feel it out. You know what I mean? Zeth Loveless, LMFAO, woo woo bullshit, never saying anything real. That's hilarious. Stop cursing while talking about God and Jesus because it is rude. I feel you, bro. I feel you. That's your take, but I respect that. I feel you. Does eating meat affect your psychic energy? I wouldn't doubt it. I personally wouldn't doubt it at all, but I don't, I eat meat. I'd say what's more important than what you eat is the energy that was put into what you're eating. Like, think of how the animals were harvested, or how the plants were harvested, or who cooked the meal. Where were you at when you were preparing the meal? Were you filled with anger? Were you rushing? Were you not even thinking about it? So I feel like what's equally as important as what you're eating is like the energy that was put into it when it was harvested or grown, or you know what I'm saying? And also the energy of where you're coming from when you consume it, They was complaining saying the throat was numb. I just eat shrooms to relax, not for any woo-woo. Okay, so Terrence McKenna had a quote. I'm not calling you out, bro, but Terrence McKenna was a really deep psychedelic teacher, and he said, psychedelics don't work on stupid people. Now, like I said, I'm not calling you stupid, but I think what he's saying is all this stuff that you call woo-woo is reality for people that are different than you. You know what I'm saying? Where they're perceiving something other than what you're perceiving. And to call it woo-woo or fluff or make-believe, to invalidate them only because you're not experiencing it, is silly. You know what I mean? And honestly, bro, sometimes I wish I could like just take psychedelics and kick it and relax. But I can't avoid the woo-woo. I can't not see the depths. I can't not think and ponder and go deep. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You keep quoting Terrence. What else did I say from Terrence? Hi, Ashley. There is a chemical relationship between the compounds found in some mycelium and DMT due to the presence of psilocybin. Yeah, dude, psilocybin literally chemically is, I think it's 4-hydroxy DMT. So when you're taking mushrooms, or at least like psilocin, when you're tripping on mushrooms, you're literally tripping on a form of dimethyltryptamine. I've always thought that was really interesting. Just fucking eat shrooms to have fun. Yeah, no, don't take that advice. That's horrible advice, Zeph. I totally had that too. I knew when to stop, and to this day, I realize new meanings. Thanks, man. Your content's awesome. Thank you so much, bro. That means a lot. 5-MeO is just your brain having a blast, man. What do you mean, 5-MeO specifically? Or are you talking about, like, just DMT as a whole? Tahaho7 says hi. What's up, homie? How you doing? Spitting facts. This world is mystical, and it's getting harder to ignore. Yeah. you know? And like somebody in my last live was talking about, you're just using a bunch of buzzwords that don't mean anything. And, you know, kind of like you're referring to, Zeth, saying it's all like woo woo. It's like listening to somebody that's speaking a language that you don't understand. When somebody's speaking a language you don't understand, it's like just a bunch of buzzwords and nonsense, and you don't even understand what they're talking about at all. But if you learned the language, if you understood what they were saying, you'd begin to actually be able to decipher the information that's within it. You know what I mean? DMT in general, I don't think you are reaching some higher plane of existence. I've been there. I feel you, bro. I feel you, and you're completely like entitled to thinking that. I personally, I mean, first of all, we can't really tell. We can't really tell. There's no sort of way to solidly say your brain is just having a blast, or if your consciousness is becoming disembodied from your body, from your, you know, organism, and is perceiving different planes of consciousness. There's no way to tell, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no like solid evidential, this is the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, to quote Terrence McKenna again, Stuart says, God is awesome. Fuck yeah, he is, bro. Be thankful whatever you put into your bodysuit. Yeah. Elevator said, I did so many drugs, I'm out of my mind. Yeah, me too, bro. You claim I don't understand, yet I've tried them all. I think you are lost by the sauce and reading far too deep into some distant multiverse, but I could be wrong. Exactly. You could be wrong. And even though you've like tried all the psychedelics, that doesn't mean you're seeing like the reality of them. You know what I mean? And it's the idea of two people have two completely different experiences, and neither of them are wrong. If when you smoke DMT, you come out of it and say my brain was just having a blast, great, that's awesome. But when somebody else comes out of DMT and feels like they were connected with a different dimension or a deeper aspect of reality, that's the reality for them, and there's no like reason to bother arguing about it. You know what I mean? Especially when you start saying, no, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? When you start like pointing fingers. Squirrel, you've done Salvia Divinorum 4 times as rituals with amazing outcomes. What is Salvia like, bro? I've never tried that one. I lost my mind. I'm a chronic user. What do you use chronically? Stuart wants me to repent and believe the Gospels. I don't know about that, man. Salvia was the craziest drug I've ever done, but it fucked with me the least mentally. It was just like a dream then I woke up. Versus the long trips like acid or shrooms, my mind comes out different. Yeah, dude, sometimes that's like what DMT can kind of be like. It's like, I remember when I first did DMT, I was so used to like LSD. It's this sort of externalized, long-lasting experience. But when I did DMT, it was like inside of me. I was like absorbed into this inner state. And I remember when I came out of it, I was like, I couldn't even fathom that I'd like tripped. I was like, did I trip? Did I even have a trip? You know what I mean? And then I started like having these, I had these memories in my mind of all this weird ass shit. And I was like, oh my God, that was the trip. And it was so like different than acid. It was completely inside. Kind of like you're saying, the difference between salvia and like acid and shrooms and that long-lasting externalized kind of stuff, you know what I mean? And yeah, DMT really blew me away with that. Yorick Brown said, last stream I said you ignored my question, but I was being impatient. My bad. You're all good, bro. Nature, connection, and love. Fuck yeah. Tahajo was asking where I'm from. I'm from Maine in the United States. Oh, we got somebody. Leo Polyakov says, who? What's up, man? Salvia made me feel like an atom in a sea of atoms, like I was part of a piece of the bigger picture. That's sick, bro. That's sick. See, I would do salvia, but I wouldn't do the extracts. I would want to do the pure leaf, whether I smoke the pure leaf or like quit it, you know, like put bits of it in my mouth and sort of have a sublingual experience. Ememer Kruger said, hi, what's up, homie? How you doing? Thank you for pulling up to the live. Different universes is just the brain tripping out and we trying to make sense out of it by saying multiverse. Very well could be, man. Nerf HZ. Hey, long time no see. What's up, man? How you doing? Ja, what's up, bro? Time paradoxical entanglement. Spectrum other galaxies. Oh, wait. What did you say, Zeth? Hey, Zane. What's up, man? How you doing? Squirrel Sniper. I was not ready for it. Oops. I never done anything like it before. Apparently DMT is similar, but way better. Similar to mushrooms. The multiverse is real math. The transition from this realm to the next was bang. First time around, a real test. Sean Sumer, do you believe that you create your own reality in DMT realm? In other words, some entities you meet in DMT realms are just a projection of your soul. Well, what's far out is I feel like, Zeth, you're gonna hate me. I feel like reality itself is like a projection of our souls. You know what I mean? And like every single night, get this. This is really far out. 1 second. Every single night when you dream, we understand like theoretically that your brain is creating the dream, and when you're running around wherever you are in the dream engaging with all those people, you're not actually doing all that. You're still laying in your bed and it's just a hallucination happening in your mind. But nevertheless, amidst the dream, you are completely convinced that you're in this place engaging with all these people, and you're yourself and those are them, others, and you're in this place. It's completely real and you're not questioning it. So what that reveals is, like, when you think about it, your brain has the ability to create the illusion of other. When you're laying down in bed having a dream of you're talking to somebody and you're not aware that it's just a projection of your own mind, your brain, your mind has veiled you and has projected this illusion of separation, this illusion of another person, or the illusion of a landscape or a place or a world that you're in. So that begs the question, what if that's, why couldn't that be what's going on right now? Where all of us are projections off of like the one state, the one consciousness, projecting different like facets and different angles and vantage points of that perception. You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, it's really far out. It's really far out to think about. But yeah, to answer your question directly, Sean, when I smoke DMT, I feel like I'm tuning into a plane of consciousness. I don't feel like I'm creating it. I feel like I'm engaging with an alternate plane of consciousness or an alternate reality. Now, is that reality another physical reality? Like if you traveled somewhere, you'd get to the DMT realm? I don't think so. I think it's an energetic difference. Like it's on a different plane energetically. It's on a different, yeah, it's a different energetic plane where when you smoke DMT, or let's imagine that when you die, DMT is released, it brings you from this physical plane into a different state of consciousness. In the same way that like when you're dreaming, when you fall asleep and you go into a dream, you go into a different state of consciousness. It completely reorients your entire reality into a different state because of like the chemistry of your brain. So when you smoke DMT, it tunes your ass into another plane of reality, you know? Sup, bruh? Show the cup. There you go, man. I got this from where I used to work. It was an old dispensary. I don't question that when we are dreaming, we are just living another life. Wait, can you expand on that? Zeth, also Zeth, I feel like I've seen you in the lives before, homie. Zane Richard, no way DMT is your brain making that up. It's a real place. Try picturing something in your mind. See how fuzzy and faint it is? Yeah, I feel you. Zane, you want to hear something far out? I mean, all of you will probably think this is really far out. I'm kind of under the impression that when you like visualize an apple right now, how you can see it in your mind. I'm under this like subtle impression that DMT kind of plays a role in the ability we have to visualize in our mind. You know, our mind's eye, our third eye, the thing that sees the visualization. Because I had this DMT trip one time where, and I've talked about this on my channel in the past, I smoked a low dose of DMT. And I don't know why I started running this like experiment, but I started like seeing how it was affecting my thoughts. And so I thought of like an an apple. No, or I thought of an orange. And I saw, like, if you were to think of an orange right now, you see the orange, but then the orange like grew all these leaves, and it like it started growing and morphing. And I was like, whoa, I didn't think of that part. That was completely independent of me imagining it. It did it on its own. And then I thought of, just spontaneously, I thought of a pair of eyes. You know, see it in your mind. See a pair of eyes looking at you. I thought of that. But then I saw these eyelids come out around the sides, and the eyes got all veiny, and they looked to the left. And they had, like, you know how, like, if your eyes get pulled out of your head, there's, like, those strands behind it? I saw those behind the eyes, and I was, like, taken back. I was like, whoa, dude, like, I did not fucking think of that. I didn't imagine that. It happened on its own. And I kind of came to this, like, idea, like, feeling like DMT is having a direct impact on my ability to visualize my own thoughts, you know? Black market or dispensary? It was a dispensary. Joe Rogan shit, yeah. Jamie, pull up that video of this guy fighting a bear. That's so funny, dude. So you're saying it makes images in your mind more vivid? Not necessarily. What I'm saying is DMT is not only like what's responsible for even being able to see images in your mind, but if you smoke a great enough amount of DMT, if you ingest a high enough amount of DMT, you can no longer control the images you're seeing in your mind. And there starts to be this sort of outpouring of all this independent, uncontrolled imagery. You know, and when you have a DMT trip, you'll fucking realize that you shut your eyes and you're seeing shit that you're not thinking of. You're not trying to think of it. You can't not see it. You can't get away or look away from it. It's just this pouring information. And it seems like DMT plays directly on the part of our brain that has to do with visualization and seeing inside your mind. You know what I mean? It's far out. I'm having some 90U rosin and eating shrooms. Zeth, my day job, I make hash, bro. So that's pretty cool. You're a fucking heady hash smoker. Tell me about that. Yeah, definitely been here a few times, bro. That's cool. I know, I recognize your wallpaper. Where are we at here? Free Palestine. Yes. Okay, I'm back. All right. DMT is moving geometry and patterns so vivid you can't take it all in. Yeah. Interesting point. Brain don't understand the difference between reality and your dreams if you dream strongly. Facts. Raiden, do you meditate? And if so, how often? Also, have you read the Master Keswick System? I have not read that book. And yes, I do meditate, and I meditate at least once a day for 10 minutes. At least what you'd call like a formal meditation, where I sit down in silence and I just be. You know, I just allow. I just be. I don't try to make anything happen. I don't try to become calm. I don't try to force anything. I don't try to force anything to stop happening. I just be, and I feel it to be very beneficial for keeping a ground and keeping a sort of even keel, like tranquility, a serenity to myself, you know what I mean? And I can feel like if I go a couple days without meditating or just taking a fucking moment to be, I can feel it. It's like I start to get like mentally, I call it like mental nausea. I get like hyperactive and restless and manic and just fucking scrolling and thinking and planning and remembering and analyzing and just all this activity where it gets to the point where I literally need to pull back and take a break. What I'm saying is your brain is bad at constructing memories in your head. DMT is completely different. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, bro. What I'm saying is your brain is bad at constructing memories in your head. Yeah, you can't see it as... Yeah, I know what you're saying. I dream every night. I wish that I didn't dream anymore. Why so? Jamie Santana. Mandelbrot Zoom. Fuck. Okay, I'm down at the bottom now. Raiden, ever done 4-MeO DMT? I've only ever heard of 5-MeO DMT. No, that is a thing, isn't it? 4-MeO DMT. One of them research chemicals, or analogs rather. I actually been watching you for about a week. That's how you notice me. Sorry if I seem like a hater. I just like discourse. No, you don't seem like a hater, bro. And I mean, obviously, when somebody comes in with like an alternate perspective, there can be that like immediate tension. But if you're wise, it's fun. Like you said, it's discourse. And so, no, I don't think you're a hater. At first, I thought you were hating, but it's just a different perspective. It's just a different perspective. And I completely respect it, man. You're completely allowed to think in the way that you want to think, you know what I mean? And I love the discourse too. That's what these lives are all about. These YouTube lives are wild and unhinged, and random people come in and say, praise God, follow the gospel, free Palestine. They call me a transgender. They make fun of me. Like all this crazy weird shit happens on the lives, and it's like YouTube lives is just its own beast, bro. And I'm after like fucking 11 weeks. I think this is my 11th week of doing these lives. It's I'm still getting used to the beast of YouTube live, you know? I make hash too. Was in Oregon, now in FL legally. Dude, that's fucking sick, man. You make hash? So what do you use to make it? Do you paddle, or do you have like the Osprey, or because we use the this is actually where I work at, Jarco. Blissful. What's DMT? DMT stands for dimethyltryptamine, and it's a psychedelic drug. I have some ape mushrooms right now at the moment. Shit, bro. Albino penis envies. Those are good, aren't they? Do you ever feel like your soul's been places your body hasn't, like you've touched other realms, maybe even other lives? Absolutely. Without a shadow of a doubt, bro. I mean, I don't have any like recollection of past lives, but sometimes I'll get this like it's almost like this transcendent like meta perspective of just my life, and I'm like, there's no fucking way I haven't done this before. Like there's no way I haven't done this before. It's this almost deja vu like feeling. It's this profound, far out perspective of like, dude, like I've been here, like this has happened. This isn't my first rodeo, you know what I mean? Hey, got that shout out. Fuck yeah, Elijah. What you think about shrooms, says Johnny Thava. I don't have a lot of experience with mushrooms. I haven't done them a lot. I've only had like one like actual trip with it. And what blew my mind about it was that it was like coming up on acid. It was like an LSD come up, the body high and the mindset getting all melty and weird, and then right when I was peaking and I was like getting settled into it and ready to roll for the rest of the night, it was coming down, and I was like, holy shit, it's already over, because I was so used to acid, which lasts 8 to 12 hours, and mushrooms is like half the time of that. So that's what really stood out to me about mushrooms. I'm sorry my English is bad. I'm from Europe. That's okay, love. Thank you for joining. LOL, power, Jesus. Do you synthesize? What are you talking about, synthesize there? Maybe. I kind of know what you're talking about. Trendier said hi. What's up, homie? How you doing? How do you wave? That's cool. I didn't know you can wave like that. How are you, love? Skio11. Good morning, everybody. That's so cool. It's friggin' evening time for me right now. People all over the world watching. That's really cool. Where are you tuning in from, Skio? Or Schio, sorry. Are you at all fearful of the damage it does to the brain? I wouldn't call it like brain damage. I don't know exactly what you're referring to, like the psychedelics. I honor the power that psychedelics have on the mind. I don't think they're damaging the brain. I think they can hardwire different ways of thinking and different perspectives into you. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Damage, I would only worry if you get 25I instead of real SD. Exactly, exactly. I don't think these things are damaging your brain. I think when you are under the influence of psychedelics, you can come into a very gullible state of mind, a very open state of consciousness where it's very possible to completely shift the way you think and feel and act and what you believe in, and everything can just get jumbled to shit. You know what I mean? And it's almost like I don't know, like you have like sand on a plate that's in a particular pattern, and that's the pattern that you're used to. And then when you take psychedelics, it throws all that sand up in the air, and when you come down, it lands in a different pattern, a very different pattern, and it can be very drastic sometimes. And when you're not ready for that energy, it can be rough on you. Yeah, they are literally using psychedelics in medical therapy now. It heals your brain. Exactly. Just please do not do research chemical psychedelics. All of them, Zeth, or like specific ones? Because I mean, like, you ever heard of Alex Shulgin? You know, he had like the fucking hundreds of phenethylamines and tryptamines and lysergamides and all that stuff that he synthesized and tried out. And obviously they weren't like studied in great detail, but no, I know what you're saying. What do we got here? Skio 11, yo man, thank you for that insightful 1 hour yesterday. Skio, is this Nico? Is this Nico here? Is that you, Skio? Is that, dude? There's no one. There's no other person it could be. I love you, bro. I'm so glad you're pulling up. I think I mentioned to you that I do these YouTube lives every Thursday. Baruch, what's up, man? Good to see you in the chat. Oh, love, you're wondering how old I am? I'm 37 years old. I'm just kidding. I'm 24. Just socializing makes me realizing we are just a bunch of creatures. In moments when I'm alone, I have small amounts of insane clarity. Facts. I feel that, bro. All the social activity can really, I think it was Carl Jung. That's funny, Skio, if you're here, Nico. We were quoting Carl Jung a shitload last night. Carl Jung talks about how it's in solitude that he's able to recharge. And, being in the company of all these people constantly can be really draining, and I absolutely relate with what you're saying there, Baruch. Yeah, I didn't want to use damage. That's the only word I could think of. Yeah, I know what you mean, though. Favorite helicopter to eat? The I'm not falling for it, Fep. I think I've seen you in the fucking chat before, Fep. The Apache. I don't really know what you are talking about, but you are cute. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. Oh, you are talking about shrooms. Yes. Chat's moving a little faster now. Stop cussing, please. Why? Are you underage or something? What's wrong with us with cussing? Love says, what are you in horoscope? Guess. I want you to guess what you think I am. I'm sorry for cussing, Cherry. Dry bones. Rattling. Jesus loves you so much no matter what, and he will never leave you. Fuck yeah. Let's go, dude. I feel that. I kissed the homie goodnight yesterday. Yeah, we all need it, man. We all need it. DMT extraction is way easier and way less time consuming. Zeth agrees, and power off, I agree too. Keep cussing. He's not your parent. You're like the bad influence cousin, you know what I mean? Yes, I'm only 10. Well, get the hell out of the chat then, bruh. We're talking about psychedelics and alternate states of reality and shit. Cherry isn't hosting the live stream, right, dude? Imagine Cherry had control of this live stream. Haley, what's up, bro? Good to see you. Shitloads of people pulling up. The fuck? Where did all these people come from? So, Oscar, when I go live on YouTube, my live gets thrown into the shorts feed where random people scroll onto my live, and they might not have any association with what I talk about at all. And a lot of the times that's the case. That's where you get all the people fucking talking shit and all the trolley comments and stuff. Should I eat another whole cap and stem? Zeth, how hard are you tripping right now, bro? How are you feeling right now? Do you do PCP? No, but I've done ketamine, which is very structurally similar, but much different. I subbed best live ever. Thank you so much, Addie Swan. Haley, much love. Ever taken Shilajit? Henlopen? Yes, I have, bro. It's funny. There's like I heard this fucking motto. Shilajit. The shit's legit. Kind of cringy. But no, I have taken it before. And honestly, it was like a clean energy. It was like a clean boost in my energy. Like a clean caffeine where I felt just on my shit, you know? And it wasn't like a obvious like glow, like up. It was just this healthy kind of energy, you know what I mean? I think in Chinese horoscope you are Rabbit or I'm dog. No, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm a fucking... I don't know what I am. I actually just... I saw not too long ago what my Chinese horoscope was. But, love, I'm a Pisces. I not done any. Into you. Into you. What are you referring to there, Haley? I'm feeling fine, bro. I've got some nice hash rods and 90U micron. That's fire, dude. That's fire. We actually just packaged up some 90U hash at work. And, oh my god, that shit's so good. I forget what strain it was. Do you grow your own cubes? Grown anything other than cubes? Love aircraft, by the way. What's aircraft? What do you mean? Yes, I have. FEP, I have a couple times. One was very successful. The first one got contaminated, but one was very successful. And I haven't personally like tried them, but I've given it to some friends and they all had good things to say. Stop, please, please. Cherry, if I see another comment like that from you, I'll just remove you. I'll help you out. Cherry left bed. Yeah. Cherry family, go watch some fluffy kittens and puppies. The channel shouldn't be for young minds. And it's not. I have it for 18 and older. But obviously kids getting YouTube lying about their age and shit, so you never know. Love your necklace. Thank you so much, Yara Vieira. That means a lot to me. I love it too. Just woke up getting ready to work and saw your live recommended first. And I've had a good mood yesterday because I've been thinking all about what we discussed for that 1 hour. That means the world to me, man, and that's just what it's about, bro. That's just what it was about. I was praying that that what I was saying was landing for you, and that you were really taking it in. And every time you kept, namasteing to me and thank you, it was. I was like, it's clicking. But man, no, I'm so grateful that it landed and resonated with you, and that you're hearing the sort of echoes of the things I was sharing with you, man. Remember the mantra, this is allowed. This is allowed. This is allowed. I'm a monkey. Oh shit. I'm a rabbit. Oh, you guys are talking about your that's cool. Everybody's talking about the fucking zodiac, the horoscope. I know that, yes. Sultan said hi. What's up, Sultan? How you doing? I'm a rat, Chinese sign. Well, okay, maybe one of you guys can look it up for me. I was born in February 19th, so maybe somebody can look that up for me for the Chinese horoscope. Hey, Scorpio, meet Gemini. Raiden, any advice on being more present? In one video, you talked about people avoiding eye contact because you see the observer. The I'm over here and you're over there thing. It's cool, but intimidating. Well, eye contact, that seems kind of like two little alternate points there. Eye contact is intimidating because you're looking at each other, bro. I'm looking at you. And there's this feeling, like, I'll be out in public and shit, and I'll look at somebody, like, just compassionately, like just smiling, like, how are you? Not like creepy, but fucking, I'll look at somebody, and they'll look at me like, why are you looking at me? What do you want from me? Why are you smiling at me? Some people smile back, and it's like a pleasing gesture, a meeting in that moment. But yeah, other people, it's like me acknowledging that they exist scares them. Why are you looking at me? What do you want? This is creepy. And also, like playing the game where you like look at somebody until they look away, and you're like, how far is this gonna go? This is fucking weird. You just keep looking, and they're like, you know what I mean? That shit's far out. But yeah. If you have somebody close with you that's into spirituality and meditation and this kind of stuff and this esoteric stuff, sit down and do a 5-minute meditation together where you gaze into each other's eyes and you will see shit, crazy shit. You'll start hallucinating. Their face will start morphing and you'll go through all the different levels of like anxiety and, oh, like this is weird, this is awkward, this is, you'll go through a whole transformation just by sitting down and doing that, looking at each other meditation. It's really powerful. But yeah, Raiden, as far as being more present, slow down. Focus on the immediate, focus on the present. Focus on what you're doing. Like right now, me being in the moment, talking to you guys on this live, or if I'm at work, if I feel that I'm kind of getting overthinky and lost in my mind, which I do quite often, I come into the moment of what I'm doing. I slow down and I start acting slower and more efficiently. And I focus on what I'm doing and I do things more cleanly and orderly and neatly and efficiently. And what results in that is going into a flow state. You get into a flow state. Like when I'm making my videos, I'm in a complete flow state. Right now, I'm in a complete flow state. I'm not thinking about anything. It's just flowing. And like as you slow down and allow yourself to just be in the moment, and I know it, like you're asking how to be present, and I'm essentially just saying be present, but like come into your immediate senses. Come into what you're seeing, what you're feeling, what you're hearing, the feeling of walking, the feeling of performing the task that you're performing, and just sort of float with that. Float with the flow of the present moment. And eventually you'll get into that flow state where the thinking completely just kind of... And the thinking is what takes you out of the moment, or seemingly. I mean, obviously, it's always all present. But the thinking is what creates abstractions from the present. You know what I mean? So when you come into your body, into your immediate senses, I was just reading a silly comment. Your mind stops going off on all these tangents, on all these trips. I done an amazing I'm down at the bottom of the chat now. I done an amazing meditation where guided through it in like on beach. It's amazing. I had a little bit of hard time understanding that. Cherry family, what are you talking about, homie? You're still here messing around. All right. What do we got here? Have you ever stared in mirror for ages without moving eyes? That's crazy stuff. Exactly. Looking at yourself in the mirror. If my mom is here in the chat, she refuses to do this meditation, but looking at yourself in the mirror it will do the same thing. Your face will start morphing. And it will start to create this feeling like you're looking at somebody else. It'll look like somebody else is standing in front of you that looks identical to you. And you feel like they're about to do something on their own. It's really far out stuff. LOL, you're a sorcerer. Where are you from? USA? Yes, I am, love. Me, I, me, my, me. Jim Bob, I don't know what you're referring to there, man. Read the Bible, spiritual dude. Everything else is from your father, the devil. Oh no. I hate to break it to you, Soul Reaper, but the Bible isn't the only source of spirituality, my friend. I'm one of those people, LOL. I wish it didn't scare me. I know there's no reason to be scared. Right, and I mean, I'm in the same boat. If I look at somebody and they're staring at me, I'll even do it sometimes too, bro. I'm just trying to find a friend, Cherry. Well, hang out. You got 32 people hanging out in the chat that would love to be your friend. Oh, okay, so Jim thinks I'm a narcissist because I'm using the pronoun I to talk. That makes a whole great amount of sense. Horoscope, Chinese horoscope is year born. What year were you born? I was born in 2001. Yeah, you can be going... What is Soul talking about? I'm going back into the chat, by the way, so if you said something, I'll be back down there in a minute. Yeah, you should probably get off and do something important. Baruch, mate, I can't wait for you to get big. Even though the friendship you bring to strangers in these yet small chats is truly therapeutic. I love you, bro. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're here, man, and I appreciate that so much. That's what this is all about. These lives, and I don't know if you saw it, but I'm gonna start doing like private Zoom sessions, which will basically be a safe version of this where random motherfuckers aren't just coming into the chat and dropping crazy shit. It'll be all the homies that want to link and talk and grow and transform, and nobody else will come in, and it'll be so directed and focused and transformative. So yeah, man, I really appreciate you, bro, and I'm so glad you feel the vibes. That says everything about you. Even though Zeth says, even though we have total diff views, I'm gonna sub, man. I'm not a hater. I just like discourse. I love you, bro. Thank you so much. All right, I'm down in the chat. Brian Hush. Wait, what's Brian saying? Let me check here. Wow, pot leaf on cup. What the fuck? Oh wait, finger tats. Yeah, I have. It says Ram in Hindi. Ram is a Hindu god. Soul Waste Reaper, you're wasting your time. He's not. Wow, dude, I was in high school in 2020. How old are you, Zeth? That's fucking crazy. What's going on here? No, I don't want to go. You don't have to go, Cherry. You can keep hanging out. Who's this Brian? Oh, wait. Oh. Yeah. You guys can read Brian P's little comment there. We want the truth. They used to be white. Wow, Zeth, love this. I'd been driving 10 years by then. That's so fucking funny, dude, the age differences. Love, I'm 30 years old. Nice. You're a snake Chinese horoscope. I know, I was going to say that earlier. That's what I was going to say earlier. Love eating Polaris PC12. Haven't taken shrooms in months. Really scared as I've not been doing well lately. Like feeling crazy type. Good idea or hold off? I'd hold off. If there's even a whisper of, I shouldn't do this yet, don't. Don't do it until you know it's time to do it. Bizu, what's up, bro? I ate a fly, cough, cough. Bizu, it's so good to see you here, man. How you doing? What is the one book you would recommend to someone? It doesn't matter what it's about, anything that you wish everyone would read, disregarding everything. Right here. Be Here Now. Ram Dass. Be Here Now. If you haven't heard of it, get it. It's a profound... And see, I haven't even, like, fucking read the whole thing. And it's because I'm so close with Ram Dass. And a lot of this book is transcripts of his lectures. And, just get the book. Get the book, Be Here Now. I'm just messing around, man. You seem chill. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you, bro. Coming off of it a little bit. Don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things. I love that, bro. That's good. That's good. Haley, what's it about? Ram Dass was a spiritual teacher. He passed away in 2019. And also, Ram Dass is like, if I have a teacher, it's Ram Dass. Like, obviously, I have people that I've learned from and stuff, but Ram Dass is like my dude. You know what I mean? And in the 60s, he was a Harvard professor. And he was the one that got into taking LSD and eventually got fired from Harvard. And after 6 years of taking psychedelics, he kept coming up and coming down, going up and coming down, going up and coming down. And he started to realize this isn't the fucking way. Like, there's got to be something deeper than this, than just getting high and coming down. So he eventually went to India. And there he met his guru, Neem Karoli Baba. And absolutely transformed his life and dove into the world of Eastern mysticism and Hinduism and all this profound, beautiful stuff. And he came back to America and started sharing the things he'd learned and the methods and strategies and perspectives, and absolutely blew up. And he wrote the book Be Here Now back in like the early 70s, I think it was, and or even like the late 60s maybe, and became an absolutely renowned spiritual teacher. And yeah, check him out, man. Check him out. He's a very profound being. If you want to like understand the way I think, go and watch a fucking Ram Dass lecture, like straight up. Read some Isaac Asimov. I've never heard of him, Zeth. I'm feeling really chilled on these shrooms right now. That's so dope, bro. That's dope. How much have you taken? We are more than we suppose ourselves to be. Precisely, squirrel. Exactly. Oscar Rose says I noticed that alcohol gives me a flow state. I know it's a very edgy substance, but I think it might have its moments. Just sucks to feel that drinking even makes a difference from normal state. Okay, so alcohol hits me in different ways at different times. But overall, what I notice with alcohol is it lowers my vibe. Like, it feels good, but it lowers my vibration, if you want to call it that. It lowers my state. And, like, even though I feel good, I feel dumber in a way. I feel looped out of it, like dumbed down, watered down a little bit. And then once I come back, because I'm basically sober. I don't smoke weed. I don't really drink that much. And I don't take psychedelics often. I'm sober. And so I'm really sensitized to these little subtle shifts when I take substances, whether it's weed or psychedelics or dissociatives or alcohol or nicotine or any of it. And yeah, I've started to notice, like, alcohol, yeah, sure, like it's kind of fun and recreational, but it dulls me out a little bit, and I'm not the biggest fan of that. What do we got here? Oh, lovely. Thanks for that. Very interesting. Thank you. I don't know exactly what you're referring to there, Haley, but you're welcome. Bizu. You were referring to what the book's about, I think. I love Ram Dass. Bizu says, I love Ram Dass. That's a great recommendation. I didn't even know about this book. Thank you. Check it out, bro. It's beautiful. Like, the beginning contains, like, his journey of how he went from one stage to the next, one chapter to the next. And then, like, I'll show you guys a little bit real quick if you're interested. Like, let's find something here. Yeah, it's so far out, bro. Okay, I'm gonna just let you guys. I'm gonna let you guys check it out. I'll let you guys check it out on your own accord. It's a profound book. Profound book. Piston engine aircraft, yummy. Do you know much about pagan Near Eastern religions, or mainly focusing on your current practice? I don't know much about paganism that much. Isn't it oriented around nature, kind of? Yeah, I haven't looked into paganism that much. Got it and have yet to open it. Jesus saves. Fuck yeah. Okay, saves, but that's religious canal or what? What's that mean? Morgan Leonard, but Buddhist scores on the rebound. That's fucking hilarious. With a header, top left corner. I go into flow state on marijuana. I'm able to play competitive gaming that way. Zeth, what games do you play, Bo? Also, I feel you. But what games do you play? Had my quickest exit while intoxicated. Only got that lucky once. What do you mean your quickest exit? Is YouTube your creative outlet, or do you do other things? YouTube is definitely my creative outlet. Definitely. Creating content, creating videos, creating courses, doing coaching, making posts, writing. I published a book close to a year ago. I think over a year ago, but writing. Yeah. YouTube is definitely where I show up in my creative passion. You know what I mean? I really don't understand. We are Muslims. All my relatives who died saw angels before they died, and they were Muslim believers. Are not really the first to be good person. I'm not really tracking what you were asking there. All my relatives that saw angels before they died, and they were Muslim believers. Are not really the first to be. Yeah, I don't know exactly what you're saying there. I'm sober. I don't even drink that much. Bullshit. No, it's complete truth, bro. Complete truth. Hi, what's the topic? Just bumped into this. We're all just kind of chatting. We're talking about drugs, using substances, psychedelics, spirituality, anything really. We're talking about whatever the chat's talking about, to be completely honest. You guys are like, I'm the fucking sailboat and you guys are the sail. You're kind of guiding the ship. You know what I mean? But yeah, the topic is whatever you want it to be, homie. And I could never pronounce your name, even if I tried, bro. There's a difference between wanting to feel and having that emotion, right? Skio, there's a difference between wanting to feel and having that emotion. Could you expand on that a little bit, homie? Because on my end, sometimes I just want to feel something because it's either I don't feel or I'm not used to accepting these feelings. I've been thinking about the mantra you said to me. Sometimes I just want to feel something because it's either I don't feel or I'm not used to accepting. I'm having a bit hard of a time, like, catching the thread of what your question is there, man. Let me check that. There's a difference between wanting to feel and having that emotion. Well, wanting to have, if I can track what you're saying here, wanting to have an emotion kind of is an emotion, because the very wanting, that longing for a certain feeling, is itself a feeling, you know. And if you're longing for something that you don't have, there's going to be a sort of feeling of lack, like we were talking about last night, like a melancholic undertone. You know what I mean? Where you're like nostalgic for something that's not there. You know what I mean? Does that answer your question at all? Exit as an astral projection. You had a fucking astral projection on alcohol? I'm just into Call of Duty. I don't want my life to be absorbed by gaming. Zeth, I have a PC, and the only game I play, bro, literally the only game I play is PUBG. And I'm mad competitive about that shit, bro. Like, I get so into it, and, like, strategy and tactic and focus. Like, I do competitive PUBG gaming for sure. How do you know they saw angels if they all died, love? Yeah, right. That's a good point. Maybe as they were dying, they voiced it. All right, what's going on down here in the bottom of the chat? Okay, what if you have feelings for a girl, but now she married, but you see she feel that emotion too? Pablo, could you expand on that a little bit more? You have feelings for a girl that's married, but now she what? All right, Nico, I'm going to check out your message up top here real quick, man. Was completely sober the entire time. I'm still here, but can I stay? Cherry family, yes, you can stay. As long as you don't get mad at me saying bad words, you can stay. My grandfather said that when I fed him yogurt, the sky would open and he would be given gifts. He was also a Muslim. Well, I wouldn't doubt that. And see, that's the thing with religion. Your experiences in life don't always filter into your religion. That's why atheists can become religious. That's why religious people can become a different religion. You know what I mean? When life hands you fucking a different experience than what you think is possible or what you believe in, you can't help but expand or broaden your perspective of reality. You know what I mean? Is there a spirit world? Fuck yeah, there is, Maverick. This is the spirit world, bro. I think every religion is nice. I feel that. Turbocraft, aircraft, not best tasting, but very... Fep, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're referring to there. Is it like an inside joke or something? Oh, my father used to practice this, then went up to magic practices, sorcery, so on and so forth. He used to practice what? Yes, there is, and dimensions, yeah. Where are we at here? Do you have replacement gas for the lighter? Charlie, I'm really surprised that you fucking remember that. That seemed like it was a long time ago. What's going on here? Like wanting to feel it because it gives me a sense of being alive, of me being alive. Hold on, let me find your message here. Because I don't know, I've been trying to think about it. Sometimes on a plain day, I just want to feel something. Yeah, man. I think everybody here in the chat can resonate with that. Everybody, I think, can relate to that feeling on just a plain normal day. Just a feeling of wanting just something a little more. Like you're not quite there yet. It hasn't happened yet. It's almost there. You can kind of taste it, but it's not yet here. At least if nobody else in the chat feels you, I feel you, bro. I know what you're talking about. I know what you mean. You know, and sometimes I feel like that is the feeling that precipitates growth and action and transformation. It's this constant growing. It's this constant going towards. You know what I mean? Jesus loves you and wants to be with you. This is your sign to turn to Jesus today. I appreciate the faith, man. I love that. It's so funny how many people come into the chat and like, dude, it's so funny. Like imagining like scientists or materialists coming in and preaching that that's the way it is. You know what I mean? They don't do that often, unless like provoked. You know what I mean? Okay, what if you still have feelings? Oh yeah. You know we were with them. When you die, DMT is released in the brain, I think. Raiden, I absolutely agree. Like I could go off for the next 30 minutes about DMT's correlations to the brain and the third eye and how it's in fucking all these living beings and the similarities between DMT trips and near-death experiences. I could go off on that, you know, and I do have a video where I talk about that, but DMT is, put simply, DMT is too weird for there not to be something really fucking profound going on with it. That's all. What if a person with multiple personality disorder took DMT? Would they trip out even more? I don't know. That's a test that needs to happen. Probably. Hello, hi, how is your day? Hello, have a great day. Cherry, what's up, bro? Just watch your top 5 trip reports video. Fuck yeah, man. I loved making that video. That was a really fun video. Those were my top 5 craziest DMT trips, I think it was. Yeah, really far out shit. Feel the same emotions as you do, but respectfully you want to leave it, but promise to stay in her life. Wait, Pablo, I'm sorry. Again, I'm having a hard time. Feel the same emotions as you do, but respectfully you want to leave it, but promise to stay in her life. Are you talking about like you want to be friends and like let go of the feelings you have for her, but still be in each other's lives? Is that what you're referring to? Shadow Monarch says, I think every god is false. Am I bad for saying that? Not at all. You are absolutely entitled to your belief, man. And if you live in a reality where you feel like every god is false and isn't true, stay true to that, man. That's, you know, all the power to you, as it's said. Shadow, I'm also anti-theist. Oh, is that like another way of saying atheist? Half an hour plus ago. Yeah, that's far out. You remember it. Umami is in the chat. Oh my god. Umami pulled up. Umami, it's funny. I fucking think of you occasionally through the week and I'm like, I've never seen a comment from you on my videos. You always just pull up in the lives. It's hilarious. How are you doing? I hope you've had a wonderful week. It's good to see you back in the chat. All right. Oh, okay. I just scrolled to the bottom of the chat. Chantel Rose, so handsome. Thank you so much. What do we got here? Gabagool, fool, what's up, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute, man. It's so good to see you. How you doing, homie? Thank you for pulling up. Kiernan McCleary, would you ever do a top 5 bad trips you've had? You may have done something like this already, but I just found your channel. I could do something to that effect. But see, okay, so I've only had really one like fucking bad trip, and it was really, really, really bad. And it wasn't bad because of the effects and or like the trip itself. It was bad because I'm pretty fucking sure your boy Northwood Shaman was overdosing. I took MDA, or what I thought was MDA, and I overdosed on it essentially, and completely lost all fucking sense of reality. I thought I was dying. I have a trip report on it, by the way. I was profusely sweating and like I couldn't talk. I was like slurring my words and everything was fucking blurry and my heart was pounding and I couldn't function and I couldn't stop moving. Oh my god, I came absolutely undone, bro. And the next day I threw the MDA away. I was like, whatever that is, fuck that, get that away from me. But that was probably my worst trip. Other experiences I've had, even if they were negative, it was for a deeper reason. It was a deep experience that I just couldn't handle the shit that I was realizing in the moment. I missed you so much, bro. Oh my god, that's so sweet. I know. I think of you, like I said, I think of you sometimes through the week. And I love all of you guys. I fucking literally like look forward to and I'm excited for Thursdays just because of these lives where I get to go live and just sit back and let the chat roll and let you guys come and go as you do and talk about stuff, and the people that keep pulling up, getting closer and closer and getting to know all of you more and meeting new people. It's so beautiful. And also Thursdays are my last day of the week. I have the next 3 days off, so it's a fucking awesome start to my weekend every time. Heart to you all. That's so sweet. You have nice t-shirt. Thank you so much. This is the company I work for, Jar. Okay, what do you... Dude, that's so funny. I fucking scrolled down and Zath, you're talking about waking up on the floor from Sylvia. Chantel Rose, beautiful eyes. Thank you so much. I love your DMT videos, says Real Good Energy. Fuck yeah, I love them too, homie. Hell yeah. Have you seen my over 2-hour video where me and my brother, like, rapid fire talk about as many of our DMT trips as we can? Hello, Shaman. What's up, Marcus? How you doing, homie? I work in a hospital. I see people dying. You have to become religious when you see that. That's far out, man. I can't. So my grandfather has been in the hospital recently, and fortunately he's coming home soon. But I've been making visits to him and stuff, and it's my heart goes out to those not only in the hospital but those who work there, because like I can't fucking handle that. I couldn't imagine doing that as my job. You know, the smell and the energy. And yeah, one time leaving from visiting my grandfather, I fucking felt all the death around me. I felt the spirits, the amount of spirit that fills the area, and it was eerie. It wasn't like evil. It was just there is a lot of death that happens here every day. You know what I mean? I don't have a good internet connection lately. Sorry. No, you're all good. You're all good, homie. You don't believe in the existence of God? No, I absolutely believe in the existence of God. Skio Nico says, yeah, thanks, man. I will make a difference today because I'm only watching videos at work, which is absurd. I'm in the job training college student. Like, where is my work? Otherwise, I'll find a way. Yeah. What you're in college for is really cool, though, bro. What we were talking about last night is very cool. All right, what's going on down here at the bottom? Umami. You want me to smile? Shit, bro. Imagine I just sit here and like strike a pose. Far out. I hope your grandfather would be better soon. Thank you so much. Thank you. That really means a lot. He is better. He is getting better, and he's actually scheduled to come home 5 days from now, which means the world to me. Okay, Pablo. Yeah, but let me restart. She a woman who I saw and had a good connection with, but time has passed, and seeing her again with a ring, so I say, Kay, that's it. I'm too late, but what's done is done. Okay, that I followed. I feel you, but what's the question? Is there a question attached to that? Like, how do I stop giving a shit? You know what I mean? What's going on here? Larry is curious if I have any experience with LSD. He says, I went on a bit of a bender years ago. Thank God I never had a bad trip, but I did experience something like ego death. It was insane, and I loved every second. Larry, I have extensive experience with LSD. I don't trip much these days, but, you know, I've taken LSD. I mean, I say extensive experience, but what I mean is like deep trips. I've only taken LSD probably 10, 15 times. But yeah, that was enough for me to fucking like get a grip on the fact that I don't have a grip on getting a grip. You know what I mean? Dude, you made a water hash video. I got to check it out. Please do, bro. Please do. I had to get approval. I've made so many fucking making hash videos. It's hilarious. But like the most recent one I posted was I had to get, it's where I work, and I had to get approval from where I work to make it. What is happening in this video? I don't know, Cherry. I'm right there with you. I don't know what's happening. Oh man, too much MDA is real rough. Can't imagine too much MDA. Yeah, dude. It was fucking rough. It was the worst experience. It was the worst drug experience I've ever fucking had. So bad that I threw it out the next day. I was like, fuck that. $90 gram. I'll see you later, bro. I threw my salvia away in the toilet. My wife was mad. Same, but that's so funny. Why were they mad? Because they wanted you to keep the salvia, or because you flushed it down the toilet? Yo, listen, I'm special. Work hard, play harder. Yep. Any thoughts on UFOs, ETs? No, that's not a weird question, bro. I think they absolutely exist, and I feel like with the availability we have at, like, the outlets of, like, social media and all this stuff, I feel, and, like, technological advancement and shit, I feel like they're kind of becoming a little bit more common, to be completely honest. I don't know what they are. I've seen stuff that I can't describe, but I'm not like, that's a fucking UFO, you know what I mean? Alright, what's going on down here? You guys are going off in the chat, I love it. How do you consume DMT? A cart? I've never done it. I've heard that using it through a cart is like cheating the true experience, like ayahuasca. I smoke DMT in a pipe. I have a pipe specifically made for DMT. I'd show it to you, but it's not like the moment for it. But yeah, it's this pipe, and it works too good. You load the DMT into it, and you hit it with a lighter. You're gone in one hit. And I've never done a cart before. But I smoke it as a pure powder. What's written on your shirt? I think it's mirrored for you guys, but it says JAR, J-A-R, and that's the company I work for here in Maine, JAR Cannabis Company. Raiden, I was about to ask about death too. Have you fully accepted it and act accordingly? I often understand it, and it's very emotional, but when I'm around my family or living my life, I don't act like it. Yeah, a lot of us live as though we're not going to die. We kind of live with death way off as a little whisper in the back corner recesses of our mind. But when death strikes, when death shows up, you know, I'm young, man. I'm 24 years old. I've experienced death, but I haven't experienced a great deal of it. And it's still something I'm very much so... Every time it happens, you process it. You digest it in a different way. You grow in a different kind of way every time death strikes for you. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like there's ever like a final moment where you've got it. You've got it figured out. You've accepted it. You know, I mean, accepting it is one thing, but understanding it and like, yeah, understanding it, I don't know. That's like understanding life. You know, life and death. It's very profound, very profound. All I know is when death presents itself, I essentially go into like an altered state of consciousness. I get very, I don't know, mystical. I get in an altered state of consciousness. Like I'm very far out and calm and present and focused and radiant in this kind of way that's exclusive to being around death. It's very interesting. Chunk Cheetah says, you're a super chill, down-to-earth guy. Thank you so much. That means the world to me. For real. Thank you for pulling up into the chat. The Christian man. Who in here is a Christ follower that follows his commands? I'm just kidding. I am going to sleep. Love, thank you so much for joining the chat. I hope you have an amazing night's rest, and hopefully I see you in the comments of my videos or on next week's live stream at some point. Any experience or thoughts about what depersonalization or derealization is? Yes, absolutely. So when it comes to depersonalization and derealization, the idea is that you feel like you're watching, you're like inside yourself, watching your life like a movie. And we often give it negative connotations. That you go to a psychologist and you say, I feel like I'm inside my head watching things play out like a movie. And they say, oh, you're depersonalizing, you're dissociating, you're derealizing. Here's some pills. Put these in your mouth. They think something's wrong with you. But in my humble opinion, when you start to feel like you're watching your life like a movie, or everything feels like a dream, I feel that you're experiencing altered states of consciousness that this Western culture doesn't account for. If you go to India and you tell a holy man, a yogi, a sadhu, that you feel like you're just like witnessing this movie, he's going to be like, yeah, no shit, you're starting to get it now. The same phenomenon that were you to tell it to a Western psychologist, they'd say, oh my God, you're dissociating. This is unhealthy. You're mentally ill. Here, let's fix you. This culture doesn't include the variety of states of consciousness that are available to the human mind. They'll make you feel fucking crazy for experiencing what is actually or potentially awakening. Spiritual awakening, coming into different levels of realizing the mystery of existence. I mean, right now, look at reality. This is fucking mysterious. You ever hanging out with a group of friends and you feel like dissociated, where you're kind of just like, damn, like this is happening? Or like you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, damn, like I'm really inside of this thing. That's not mental illness. That's awareness. You're using your consciousness. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. It's freaky because it's against the cultural norm of how everybody acts and how we generally feel. So when we experience it, we think, oh my God, something's wrong. I'm losing my mind. I'm schizophrenic, multiple personalities, psychosis. I need help. But if you get the right help, they'll often guide you in the direction of realizing that nothing's wrong with you. Your awareness is just expanding. And stay calm, keep breathing, don't do any rash decisions. You're okay. You're just realizing the different levels of what it means to be human, you know? Being awakened in the moment. Yeah, exactly. You are so real for this. Oh my God, I really love your perspective. This is absolutely immaculate. Thank you so much. I feel the vibes, and I'm so glad you resonate with it. Thank you, bro. Thank you. And sanity and enlightenment is very close to each other. Exactly. That's the razor's edge that we walk. And that's why it's so critical to get to seek a wide variety of sources. If you tell one thing to a therapist and they call you crazy. You tell that same thing to a Buddhist or a Hindu, they're saying, oh my God, you're awakening. This is a blessing. So take notice of who you go to for help, and pay attention to who you let define what's happening in your head. Because you might not be ill, you might not be mentally unstable, you might just be waking up to levels of reality that everybody else around you hasn't yet woken up to, you know? But be careful, be realistic, and get the help that you feel you need, you know? The feeling of being aware is scary at first, for sure, and confusing. Facts. It's definitely scary and confusing, for sure. But as you lean into it and allow it and embrace it, it becomes like a faculty of your identity. It becomes part of you, and it's a beauty. It's a blessing to not be lost in the sauce of your own mind, but to be able to touch into that place of awareness. That awareness of awareness, that's how you witness the pain and the hardships that you experience in your life. And you create that moment of that spaciousness, that pause. You create a space, dissociation, as the psychologists would call it, between your emotions and you. So you're not a victim of your thoughts and your feelings when you tune deeper and deeper into that dissociated state of consciousness. You're essentially just connecting to like the observer, The observer is the point of awareness that you have. And that point of awareness is the same for all of us. It's only what it's aware of that's different. You know what I mean? Oh, love, take care. Yeah. So fucking true, but I'm glad to hear someone else say it. When I was young and I felt like I was broken, but now I feel like it's a higher state of consciousness and I've gotten used to it. That's where I stand too, bro. I don't think something's wrong at all. If, all right, hold on. I'm popping up here. I can't. Okay, Umami, I'm gonna read your message here. I was pulled by the sea far away, but the balloon floating on the water, language barrier, I feel you, was the only thing keeping me from drowning until a man reached me with his boat and took me back. Wait, so did I miss something? I was pulled by the sea far away. What are you referring to there? Like the miracle of that man getting you? Larry is curious if I believe that psychedelics help with addiction. He says, I had a terrible benzodiazepine addiction. After doing LSD for the first time, it removed my cravings for them. It made me think, what the fuck am I doing? Abso-fucking-lutely. I absolutely believe that psychedelics help with addiction. You take psychedelics and you give up alcohol. You give up nicotine. You give up benzos. You know what I'm saying? It lifts you. Psychedelics are like, it allows you to come up above the walls of the maze of your mind. And for the first time ever, maybe, you realize, holy fuck, I'm lost in a maze. And not only that, but holy shit, that's the way out. Why am I still drinking? Why am I smoking my life away, drinking my life away? You know what I'm saying? Psychedelics, we're just getting into the real meat and potatoes of what psychedelics have to offer. We're just starting to realize it. It's so funny. It's like, you know, headlines are like, breaking news, terminally ill patient eradicates their fear of death in one session with psilocybin mushrooms. And all us real homies are like, yeah, no shit. We've been doing this for years, man. They're like, they're dragging ass. They're just catching up. You know what I mean? GT is curious. Do you think drugs aid us on the spiritual journey, the pursuit of becoming more conscious, or does it hinder our growth? I've always thought the latter, but I'm starting to think that it could aid us. Depends on what you're using and why you're using it. Psychedelics in particular are what got me to where I am now. Psychedelics were what completely ascertained with absolute certainty for me that God is real, magic is real, life is a fucking mystery, and this is profound. And that this is beautiful and wondrous and mysterious and amazing. Psychedelics showed me that life is fucking magical. And that's very useful. That was the stepping stone that allowed me to step into like the legitimacy of my spiritual practice. But when your spirituality is exclusive to being under the influence of a particular substance, you've only created a prison for yourself where you need to. It's a crutch. These substances should be, they're teachers that point to the moon. And you don't want to get stuck looking at their finger. You want to look at the fucking moon and look at what it's pointing at. You know what I mean? And people that get in a cycle of continuously using the drug to get in a state, they're like just obsessed with the fucking person pointing at the moon. You know what I mean? Who watches the watchmen, right? Right? Who guards the guards? Meditation is like nicely building a window in the right way. Using chemicals is like a wrecking ball to make the window. Right. Yeah. If used correctly, right? Mindful thinking. Old English word, weird. The word originates from the Old English noun word, which essentially meant fate or destiny. Wow, that's far out, dude. I didn't know that. That's awesome. There's a chat above that one. Oh, shit. Let me try to find it real quick. Umami. Oh, okay. I'm just seeing this. Why do some people not... Okay. Okay, yeah, I found it. Why do some people not panic in life and death experiences, although they're well aware it could be their end? Because it happened to me and I didn't make sense of it. I feel like some people don't panic because it's so in the moment, it's so immediate that it's the way it is. There's no reason to freak out, flip out, panic. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? While other people, if you have a moment to like kind of step back from it and realize what's happening, you can go into a complete hysteria emotionally. You know what I mean? But I feel like we go into like it's a completely altered state of consciousness when you're facing death, when it's a life or death situation, and you have no way of determining why or how you're going to respond, you know? And it's said we often suffer more in our imagination than we do in reality, and I feel like that's the case when we think of dying, we think, oh my God, that's horrible, I don't want to die. But the actual experience of dying may not be as bad as we're imagining it is. It's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when you're sick, it's almost like the feeling of I'm so sick is worse than the sickness. When you kind of just give into the sickness, give into the flu or whatever you have, it's just another experience. You know what I mean? Maybe, yeah, it's a little bit weird to try to understand that. What's going on here? All right, I'm scrolling down. Shadow. I'm sorry if I'm missing some of your guys' chats, by the way. There's a bunch coming into the chat, and I love it, but unfortunately, I'm probably missing some of your guys' statements here. LSD absolutely changed my life. That being said, I firmly believe it is not for everyone. I've seen some people go batshit crazy. Yep, and I was almost one of them. Maybe I am one of them. Maybe this is the result. You know what I mean? But yeah, I absolutely agree, homie. Pablo, what if you're surrounded by people who stuck on their belief or how they grow up and not wanting you to grow, but stay at their limit of knowing? You keep growing. Don't water yourself down for watered down people. Don't accommodate people that are limiting your growth. It's so counterintuitive to your transformation to do so. Yeah, dude, it was a giant wake-up call. I was popping 3 to 4 Xanax bars a day. That's fucking crazy, dude. Oh, my God. Squirrel Sniper. To be fully open-minded, one must suspend their own disbeliefs and their own beliefs and most importantly, their disbeliefs. Absolutely. Absolutely. Skio. Oh, yeah, Skio says, when we talked about hope, it reminded me of the anime called Gurren Lagann. Sorry for the pronunciation. That's where the indomitable human spirit came from, and hope goes a long way, but like this event that I don't want to host, but I did. Yeah, man. I feel what you're saying there. It was a little hard to understand there. But yeah, that's beautiful. I loved what you mentioned there of hosting the event. That's so beautiful. What we were talking about last night. I had it once, but it really helped with my depression and anxiety. Oh, I appreciate your perspective, man. Sohaib Kasem, sorry for the pronunciation. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here and sharing that. Do you think there is such thing as psychological evolution, or has man invented such an idea to avoid death? So when you say psychological evolution, bro, do you mean like life after death? What exactly do you refer to there? It felt like I could actually end myself if I didn't stay calm. Yeah, especially in that kind of situation. And that clarity came over you of like, chill out, you know what I mean? Keep your shit together. You know, we can't determine how we're going to act in a situation like that. Every culture developed their own processes when it came to death. We weren't meant to die in a building surrounded by other people dying. Honestly, I fucking completely agree. Our dying system here in the West or America is really far out and plastic and lifeless and weird. They turn you into a symptom. You're just a body, a decaying body. There's no essence of... I mean, obviously, it's the family members that bring in the spirit and the love and the connection and the depth, you know what I mean? When my grandfather was dying, he kept saying his mother was there. His mother had been dead for a very long time. Death does something crazy to the brain. Yeah, man. Or, as you near death, you begin to open to other shit, you know? Either one. It's wild. The channel Next Level Soul has so many near-death experiences. Dude, I actually just saw that yesterday. It was the other day. I just saw that channel, Next Level Soul. That's interesting you bring that up. Chunky Cheetah, it's meant... it's meant... So is Eras. I was typing fast. You're okay. I understand I have only had a small dosage where it doesn't trip me out, just uplift my perspective and moods. What? A small dose of what? Do you plan on staying in Maine long term? I want to move there. Gabagool, first of all, what makes you want to move to Maine, man? I mean, it's gorgeous. You get a little bit of everything. You get the best of all the seasons, you know what I mean? I have land here in Maine that I can live on. So, I don't know. I definitely like traveling. I know I like traveling. Like, at the end of this month, I'm going to Sedona. And then in August, I'm going to Montana. I love traveling, and specifically, I love the West. But, yeah, I have no reason right now to live anywhere other than Maine, where I'm at right now. Yes, a continuity without a complete ending. Where are we here? That DMT release, yeah. A cold concrete room is worse than death. I'd prefer a forest, right? When I die, don't put me in a casket. Don't cremate me. Let me fucking return to nature. Let me return to Gaia. Let me fertilize your garden, bro. Hopefully everyone has eaten their breakfast or lunch today. Have a good day, everyone. That's so sweet, Skio. Thank you so much, man. If you're still here, I love you, bro. I really appreciate you. And also, if it can work for you, I'd love to chat with you again, man. I'd love to chat with you again at some point. But also, yeah, I'm gonna be launching these private Zoom sessions where we'll all get to meet up together and hang out and talk. You know, it'll be like a tight-knit version of these lives here. But yeah, I would love to see you in there, man. Chiquita Shrooms, yeah. Umami, I'm almost ashamed to say the only panic attack I had when I used to have a crush on my science teacher when he handed me my first student of the year. I couldn't even say thank you. That's fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. A panic attack. That's crazy. Drugs. Yep. Why haven't you done much shrooms? I don't know. I don't have a good reason for that. I didn't feel as deep of a calling. The first psychedelic I tried was acid. Then I tried DMT. And then it was just acid, DMT, acid, DMT. I obviously tried other drugs in the meantime. But yeah, I don't know. I never really felt a deep pull to work. I have had trips on mushrooms 5 times or so. Less than that. Like around the ballpark of 5, but yeah, I've never had like deep, extensive trips with them, you know? How old were you when you started dabbling in psychedelics? Larry, I was 16 years old. Fucking very young. And it's crazy, I have a 16-year-old sister, and when I look at her, I'm like, I think to myself, I can't fucking believe that I took acid when I was her age. I'm 24 now, and yeah, it's crazy. Looking back on that. Yo, I love your necklaces and bracelets. Jesus loves you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Jesus loves you too, Olivia. That's beautiful. Biological recycling. Yeah, fuck yeah. Feel the moment. Embrace the moment. Be aware of the smoke and mirrors. And yes, keep your shit together. Relax. Take a step back and analyze the situation. Adapt and overcome. Exactly. I'm going to pin that. We could all take a lesson from that. That's facts. That's so true. I miss the PNW where I live in... Wait, PNW, that's Florida, right? I mean, Portland, right? Where I live in Florida is 5-lane highways and McDonald's on every corner. It's so depressing. My heart aches missing nature because I grew up... Wait, what is Raiden? What is P&W, bro? P&W, yeah. What is that? Sure, man. Can't wait to share you updates. Share you updates if ever. I would love to hear from you, Skio. Skio, what's that username mean, bro? Skio11. Gabagool, I want to get out of the New York, Long Island suburbs and start fresh up there in nature. Hey, you bringing up New York? I'm gonna be in fucking New York tomorrow. I'm going to see Spangle, bro. A fucking sick Psytrance concert. So if any of you just so happen to be there, maybe we'll bump into each other. I'm just listening while I'm commuting to work. That's so cool, man. Don't be texting and driving. Skio, welcome to the family. Yes, Skio, Umami, I had a session with Skio yesterday, and it was so beautiful. He has such a beautiful energy, so fun and talkative, and yeah, it was really good meeting him and getting to talk with him. Shrooms rewire your brain the most, but DMT is the most profound experience you can ever have by far. I wouldn't argue with that, Zane. By the way, what's up, bro? I didn't know you were still here. It's been a minute since I saw your comment. Oh, yeah. P&W is Pacific Northwest. Yeah, I got you. Spiritual side of Hinduism roughly considers this body as just a device for the soul to use. Consider you as your cloud account, data, algorithms all together, and this body as a phone. That's far out. Hinduism is my shit. Like, I feel like all of us have a path. All us spiritual folks, we have a path that we resonate with. It resonates most deeply with us. And for me, that's Hinduism. Hinduism is like my route. It's my groove, you know what I mean? Where the teachings of Hinduism, the philosophy, the practices, the art, the wording, everything is dead on. You know what I mean? It resonates so deeply with me. Do you buy the DMT powder or make it? Gabagool, I'm not going to answer that on this live, bro. But you can figure it out. Do a little bit of research, and you can figure it out. Trust me, homie. Thoughts on MDMA? I want to do it as a lighter version of a psych trip. I've done it before, and it can get a little psychedelic for me mentally. Yes, I test it. I've never done MDMA. I've done MDA. Just that one time where I took MDA a few times, and it was beautiful. I had two profound, deep, sensual experiences with it, but it was only when I took that too big of a dose because I was fucking eyeballing it that I ruined it for myself and didn't want to do it anymore. But yeah, I've never done MDMA, but I think I will at some point. You know, I will definitely try MDMA at some point. It sounds very fascinating. It's just a play with my nickname and birth date number. Oh, I got you. New York City? No, I'm going to be in New York State, Port Chester, the town, I think. Oh, that's cool. I'm happy Skio is part of us. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Umama. What up, dude? Hope you're doing well. Oh, yeah, I love you, Zane. I'm doing very well, bro. I love these lives, man. They're awesome. They're so fun. Right now we got 22. Oh, shit. The viewers just went from fucking 22 to 14. That was weird. But we had 22 viewers and 22 likes. That's sick. 2222. It's a sign. So psychedelics just gave you a glimpse, peek of reality from outside your normal perception of yourself. Yeah, man. Put simply. Yeah. Charlie Jones. I used to sit on my windowsill when I was very young and look at the moon. The moon always had a profound effect on me. I get that now, bro. When I look at the moon, it was last year, literally on April 8th, a year ago. So we literally 2 days past the year mark, I saw a total solar eclipse. And it blew my fucking mind to pieces. And it was so beautiful and life-changing. And ever since then, when I see the moon, I'm like, I watched that fucking thing move in front of the sun. And like when I look at it with binoculars, the moon, not the sun. When I look at the moon with binoculars, I just see it's just this fucking rock out there. And it's so far away and so cold and so desolate. And it's such a eerie, powerful feeling. This huge rock just way off in the fucking distance. It's crazy. Thank you for welcoming me, guys. Skio, I'm so glad you're here, bro. I'm so glad you found my video. And dude, also last night I listened to 1 a.m. freestyle. I listened to that and I just kind of played it back, thinking of you a little bit. But yeah, Skio, I'm so glad you're here, man. The chat and the community is so loving and so respectful for the most part. You know, these YouTube lives can get a little crazy sometimes. But yeah, for the most part, it's just a bunch of love, man. Zane, do you think the brain reprogramming is automatic, or do you have to be in control of your brain to really benefit? I think intention is huge, but as far as like being in control of your brain, I think it's more so about letting go of control and letting the medicine do its magic, you know? I may be on acid, but I know what I saw. What are you talking about, Aaron? Because I often lose control of my thoughts and get caught up in the emotions. Isn't that the point, kinda? Like, to just let go into the flow, you know what I mean? Charlie Jones, India has spiritual historical sites that dwarf the 7 wonders of the world. I feel that, bro. I will go to India at some point in my life. Umami says, oh damn, my internet connection is so bad now. Gotta bid you goodnight, man. I love you. I love you too, Umami. Thank you so much for pulling up. Stay smiling. You look more handsome when you smile, showing off that devil. That's so sweet. If you're still here, thank you so much. I love your presence. I love what you throw into the chat, and it's always so fun seeing you pull up into the chat. That's awesome, yeah. I was just looking at your profile picture. So thank you. I love you too. Rimmons, do you believe in God? Fuck yeah, I do. I do believe in God with every ounce of my being. 22 master number, yep. We just got to 23 likes now. Raiden, I would say it's automatic depending you don't have a bad trip. Whatever the shrooms are telling you is basically mental medicine to heal. I absolutely agree. I got too much to write. I have a primal urge to stay connected with nature, hence why I prefer wooden-handled cutlery. Oh, Charlie, you were the one that mentioned the wooden cutlery. I feel that, man. I feel that. The connection to nature, you know? Getting outside is so fucking important to me. Like, spending time outside every single day to just be with the elements. It doesn't matter if I go on a walk or if I sit down or fucking stand or run or do jumping jacks. It doesn't matter. Just being outside is so therapeutic alone, just on its own, you know? Thanks for listening to 1 a.m. freestyle. Joji's songs really just make me feel something. Yeah, Joji makes some good shit, bro. One time the shrooms made me spiral and think a person in my friend group was a creep. By creep, what do you mean, Raiden? But I was like actually psycho paranoid. But in retrospect, that says a lot about me. Shrooms do pull a bit of the veil away from people in an honest way. That's why I do shrooms alone. Yeah, I feel that. I know of 2 people who have died in coma and come back, and their stories are crazy. I don't fucking doubt it. I don't doubt that at all. Through meditation, I'm 100% convinced that I am not this mind or body. That much is clear to me. But I have never had the kinds of experiences that you describe using psychedelics. Am I missing out? Not at all, man. You're meant to experience what you're meant to experience, and if you're not taking psychedelics and you're experiencing transcendence and spiritual experiences through meditation, keep doing that. Psychedelics are a different kind of experience. It's not better or worse. You're not missing out on anything. But I will say, I'm gonna quote my homeboy Terrence McKenna. He said, going to the grave without having a psychedelic experience is like going your entire life without ever having a sexual experience. You never got to really see what life was all about. And that is I resonate so strongly with that quote. The veil thins where the serpent meets the rose. Within the echoing chambers of perception, the self dissolves and the infinite fractal unfolds. Holy shit, I'm pinning that comment. That's awesome. That's sick. People's faces on shrooms are a little unnerving if you have experienced it. Oh my god, people's faces on... Dude, I'd be so high on acid, I go and look in the mirror, and I'm just looking at myself, and it looks like I'm making all these faces at myself, and my fucking face, my beard is, like, growing and shrinking, and my hair is, like, falling, and, like, my pupils are, like... My face just looks like fucking jelly, and my bones are growing and shrink. Fucking chaos, dude. Chaos. It's so crazy looking. And yeah, unnerving a little bit, too. It can be. I'm lucky to live close enough to forests and nature reserves. Fuck yeah. Where do you live at? What state? You may be hallucinating, but be aware of the smoke and mirrors. You have just stepped into the unknown. Keep your shit together and get through the experience so you can adapt and overcome. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. The Azza. Hell yeah. Australia. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. What is the history with ayahuasca? I don't know. Ayahuasca has been being used for a long time, though. A very long time. A time so long ago that they didn't know about DMT and MAOI, and let's mix these together because then DMT will be orally active. They didn't know none of that shit. You know, I mean, at least as far as I know, they didn't know about that chemistry and physiology and all that shit. It's like they discovered it or they were told about it by something, God, spirits, ancestors, and, you know, it's been being used in South America for a very long time. Look at this guy that just commented in the chat. Take a look at his incredibly intelligent comment. Gaze not upon the surface, but into the shimmering depths where the ancient whispers of the earth resonate. Remember, the journey inward mirrors the vastness of the cosmos. I've had like a realization where, like, if you look out at the night sky and you just see the vastness of the... Oh my god, my cats are so fucking cute. If you look out at the night sky and the stars and the depth, you will touch into the same mystery, the same profound mystery as you will when you look inside and you ask yourself, who am I? What is reality? What is this? Same mystery. One's on the inside, the microcosm, and one's on the outside, the macrocosm. And that's always been so fascinating to me. Skio, yeah, I'll bid everyone goodbye. Take care, y'all, and have a great morning, afternoon, evening. I love you, bro. Thank you so much for swinging by, and I hope to hear from you again, man. P.S. Aaron Richards renamed. Oh, you're Aaron Richards. What's up, bro? Still got that orange thing. And the light revealed may both illuminate and scorch. I almost read that as crotch. Seek not the visions, but the wisdom they carry, for the true sacrament lies in the integration of the unveiled truth. Fuck yeah, I don't know what you're citing, but that's beautiful. I had a trip one time without psychedelics. I saw the fallacy of time. Tell me more about that. Rimming is a rite of passage for a millennial. This live stream is like a book you can't put down. Fuck yeah, man. That means so much to me. That means so much to me. And I'm just the host. You guys are carrying this ship. You know what I mean? That means so much to me, man. I love that. That's why I do it. Marco Micro. Yeah. There was a... Oh, I almost read that comment there. Librato Marcus. A box of masks for $10. Yeah, that's rough. It's like just a news report. That's very unfortunate. It's almost 2 a.m. Yeah, it's 8:54 in the evening for me here. And the chat's gotten a little quiet. And I have a rule that when the chat gets quiet, I start reading. So... It's beautiful anyway. Kamathan, Egypt. You coming from Egypt? Haley says bye. What, are you leaving? The higher you get, the harder you fall each time. It's those fierce lions guarding the inner gates. All this stuff happens when you are extricating yourself from this web of desire, which is your ego, which is your cognitive framework of the universe. It's all the same thing. And this extrication, believe me, it doesn't happen without an internal struggle. My favorite nature wait, what'd you say? But currently Egypt is happening now. Are you just like stating how like Egypt is happening right now? Addie Swan says, I'm back. Hi. What's up, homie? I don't remember when you were here, but hi. I'm so glad you're back. Kamit Kamathan. Like, what would you do if all time was now? That means no future, only an eternal now. It's like my brain realized it has no future and time stops psychologically. That's the way it is, dude. Where's the future? Show me the future. When was the last time tomorrow ever arrived? When tomorrow arrives, it's not tomorrow, it's today. It's only just today. Right now. The past and the future are abstractions from the moment. You know what I mean? There is no future, only now. Exactly. The future is now. We are always speaking and receiving in past tense. Yeah, when you think about the past, it's happening in the present. When you imagine the future, it's happening in the present. The future it never arrives. A plan, a vision, a goal is an idea taking place in the present moment. Remembering the past is you touching back into what you've experienced, but that doesn't exist anymore. And that's a thought, it's a memory that's happening right now. My favorite nature moment is laying on my back on the red soil in the middle of Australia and looking up at the night sky with zero light. Fuck yeah. I'm going to Sedona at the end of the month, and I'm going to be doing some stargazing for sure. Wish I could see that, Charlie. Right, bro? I feel that. Where are you then? Haley, I don't know what you're referring to there. What got you into spirituality? Essentially taking psychedelics to make it as simple as possible. I gotta plug in my phone. To make it as simple as possible, I was a stoner, and then I started feeling like I'm a hippie, and then I took acid, and then shit got real, and then in order to not lose my mind, I turned to spirituality, particularly that of Eastern spirituality, Hinduism, Buddhism, Zen, Taoism, and that acted as a framework, a sort of model of understanding and grounding myself in what I was experiencing on psychedelics, and it completely transformed my life through and through. It's why this YouTube channel even exists. I found where Cherry Family was. Wait, what? That's when you were in the chat, was when Cherry Family. I think Cherry Family's gone. Hi from India. What's up, homie? Tuning in from fucking India. That's awesome. There is no future, only now. Precisely, yes. The future is now. We are always speaking, receiving in past tense. Yep. No, I saying bye to someone else. Oh, I got you. We create our moment. Yep, I feel that. Love that. I found Cherry Family. What do you mean? Time is an illusion with purpose. Okay, so here's the funny part. Here's the funny part about time. We think there aren't seconds out in the universe somewhere. You can't find a minute. You can't touch or grab an hour. Those are measurements of patterns and rhythms of the universe. Time is a measurement. Time is a model that we've created that measures patterns and repetition or novelty, new shit happening. It's the same idea of how there isn't inches and yards and meters and miles in the world. You can't find an inch. That stuff is, once again, the same type of thing as time. It's a model that we've created that we're laying onto reality to try to understand it in a deeper way. You know? How did Alan Watts say it? It's this like joke about like you're on a work site and you have all the materials to build and you have the plan and you know how to do it. And he was talking about money. He was making a reference to money and saying like inflation and shit, like, there's not enough money anymore. That's like showing up to a job site and you have all the wood, all the nails, all the tools, everything to build it. But the boss comes up and he says, we don't have enough inches. And you're like, fuck you mean we don't have enough inches? We have everything we need. Yeah, but there's just not enough inches. You know what I mean? That's such a funny perspective, you know? The depths of words are always telling. Wait, 1 second. The depths of words are always telling, but to describe it is like finding a hidden door that's always knowing. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. Absolutely. From our perspective, a photon takes 8.25 minutes to reach Earth from the sun, but that photon experiences only a few fractions of a second. So what is time? An illusion. Time is a perspective. It's relative, you know? Let's say someone suffers from anxiety or depression and then they want to overcome it. To overcome it requires time. If all time was now, then anxiety or depression ends. Well, I see what you're saying about things taking time, but it's the taking time is that mental overlay onto a natural process. Time doesn't have to exist for the moment to change and move. The reason the life is changing isn't hinged upon time. Like getting over your depression isn't a result of time existing. Getting over your depression is a result of the work that you do and implement right now. And it's always right now. I see what you're saying, though. I do see what you're saying. Are you a Buddhist? No. I'm a human. Acid opens the veil, shrooms guides you through the veil, and DMT reveals the veil. Let's go, bro. I feel that. The past is just your memory. The future is just your imagination. Now is. Exactly. Before settlers arrived in Australia, the indigenous people were super in tune with nature, and the rule of the land always came first. Man, I wish we were still in tune with that. It's crazy, like driving around, or even just on a walk and seeing all the fucking trash on the roads. And like I was at, I went to this concert in Boston a couple months ago or something, and there was like herds of people and herds of trash all over the ground. And I was like, these people are disrespecting the very ground that they're walking on. Imagine if this was your fucking house. Do you throw trash on the ground in your house? You know? And it's like, well, that's what Earth is too. You're trashing your home, you know? I swear to God, if I have somebody in this chat right now that's one of the people that throws bottles and trash out their windows, the door is right there, brother. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a bit. That's sick, dude. I'm pinning that. That's awesome. DMT too intense. Nah, it's not too intense. It's just enough. If we didn't have time, there would be no control. Can you please elaborate on that? Meaning money, if you know what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. That's the elaboration I needed. Have you ever read 48 Laws of Power? Thoughts? No, I haven't, Raiden. I've actually never even heard of it, man. We create our moment. Yeah, for sure. What time is it there? It is... Hi, Ginny, by the way. What's up? How you doing? It is 9:04 at night, Thursday, for me. We can't breathe money, right? You could have $1 trillion, but what are you going to do with it on an island alone? Nothing. You could be the most, and that goes for personality too. You could be the most popular, famous motherfucker around, but on an island, you are nobody. A lot of that fame is in relation to, it's relative to other people seeing you. So when you're alone on an island, you don't exist because you only exist relationally, you know? 805 Alabama. That's sick. That's sick. My mom and part of the family are going to be going to Alabama soon. That's cool. Also, reasonable mind. I missed out. Sorry. What are you referring to there? Mindfulness. Reasonable mind. Wise mind, emotional mind. It's always best to be in the wise mind because seeing both of emotion and reason. I agree. There's a physical time, taking time to learn a language or building a muscle, which is real. But psychologically, I don't think time exists at all. To achieve peace takes time. It needn't be. I feel you, Shadow. That's the obviously the logical, rational way of looking at it. But can you see in the philosophical angle that I'm coming from how learning a language is a process that is always taking place right now? And the idea of it taking time is a projection into the future that after learning and doing the work of the language right now for long enough, then I'll understand the language. So it seems like it took time because it's a process. But the process is different than time, than it taking time, if you know what I mean. It's I wouldn't blame you if you don't get what I'm saying. It's really far out. You can feel lonely in a crowded room. Yep. I was actually just talking with somebody yesterday about that. It's one thing to feel lonely when you're sitting in a room alone, but it's a whole other kind of lonely to be in a room of people and still feel alone. Have you read the book Autobiography of a Yoga by Paramahansa Yogananda? No, I have not, but I listened to a lot of Yogananda's teachings and lectures on YouTube. I definitely understand what you mean. And yeah, I understand what you mean too, bro. It makes sense. Like, obviously in my day-to-day life, that's going to take time. That took a lot of time. It's going to take me a minute. I obviously think in that way, but when I really sit back into the mystery and get all philosophical, I can feel that root of, wow, it's all now, you know? Know anything about sacred geometry, and what do you think about crystals and things like singing bowls or binaural beats? Speaking of singing bowls, you guys give me 1 second. I'm going to grab my singing bowl. Oh my god, it feels so good to stand. I've been sitting this whole fucking time. This may be a first for you. I remember when I learned this, it blew my mind. You don't have to hit a singing bowl to make it ring. Ready? I love that shit. That's so beautiful. I haven't used this in a minute. Yeah, you should get a standing desk. Maybe. My bad. That's a lot of different things. No, you're all good, bro. Sacred geometry, crystals, singing bowls, binaural beats, and I love it all, bro. I don't fuck with crystals that much. Like, I don't the using crystals for their qualities and that kind of stuff. I don't resonate with it that much, but I appreciate it. I love it. I have crystals, a shitload of crystals, but I don't I don't know a lot about them. I don't practice anything with them really. I smudge. I do like smudging. and shit like that. And what do you think about singing bowls? I fucking love singing bowls. I like singing bowls and chanting. You know, oh, if you sit down in a silent room and chant and hum to yourself, just literally just go, you're gonna go into an altered state of consciousness. You're gonna go into a trance state. The sound will begin to grow and transform, and just keep doing it. Just keep doing it, and you will go into a deep altered state of consciousness. And it's the very same thing. It's vibration. It's its vibration will take you out and out and out and out. It's some far out shit. And it's the same thing with a singing bowl. Or I also have a harmonium. It's a beautiful, beautiful instrument. Or a tanpura, that droning, it puts you in an altered state of consciousness, all right, what's going on down here? Crazy but K. What do you mean? You talking about my humming? Jacob edits. Hi, is it okay if I subscribe and like? Fuck yeah, man. I encourage you to. It means a lot to me, man. Singing bowls are amazing. You can feel, hear, and be in tune with it. Exactly. Contemplative prayer. All praying in all religion is spiritual mindfulness. Absolutely. That's a beautiful comment. Absolutely. I love praying. I love praying and acknowledging God, acknowledging spirit, acknowledging the divine, Acoustics have been part of human evolution for a very long time. Yes, exactly. That's a good way to describe it, the acoustics. Also colors, yeah. What do you want from me, Charles Paquin? You want to collab on OnlyFans? Is that what you're referring to there? Crystal can help with a lot of different things. You want to hear something far out? If you take two quartz crystals in a dark room and clack them together, you'll see light emitting through them. It'll go whoosh, and it's called piezoluminescence. And yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. It's different than a spark. It's not a spark. A spark is an external friction thing. But piezoluminescence it emits photons within the molecular structure of it. Do it. You take two quartz crystals, go in a dark room, clack them together, and you'll see light. It's profound. It's really cool. I love the handpan. I almost bought a handpan, but those are the good ones are like really expensive. Crystals can help with a lot of different things. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all. Ego is the distance between you and God. Yeah, I vibe with that. I'm a recording arts student and took a psychoacoustics class. It was pretty crazy. If you know what frequency your singing bowl is, I can show you an easy, crazy experiment creating a binaural beat. I do not know what frequency it is, bro. Unfortunately. My mom got it for me a long time ago. I love it, though. It's so beautiful. The didgeridoo. Oh, my God, dude. That's crazy. I went to Mount Shasta in California 2 years ago. And there was a guy up on the mountain with a fucking homemade didgeridoo. That shit was crazy. Yeah, that shit was awesome. Did anybody ask you, bro, about what? 5.9, shut it. What are you talking about, Cindy Brimmer? I think we got some new people coming into the chat. They're like coming in left field, you know what I mean? Yeah, here we are, guys. What's up? Don't gotta do it now, but when... Wait, don't gotta do it now, but when you have the time, there's websites to test what frequency it is. I should try it. What's the experiment? Like, do you create a... Do you like record it and then like overlap them in a weird way, you know? Weird paranormal stuff happens out at Mount Shasta. I'm getting tired. I'm having a hard time fucking talking. Yeah, that's why I went, bro. I went to Mount Shasta for all that crazy shit. Watch this. You want to see what happens when you make a comment like that? Bucks fan 07. I have the power of God to just like remove people. That's fucking hilarious. Have you ever tried rubbing? I didn't know where that comment was going. I thought it was a troll. Have you ever tried rubbing your finger around a proper glass, crystal drinking glass? Sounds amazing. No, but I've seen it done. Shazam, the singing bowl. Pronouns, it, that. It's it, that. I'm just kidding. I'm just a dude. That place is dangerous. A lot of people go missing under strange circumstances. Yeah, when I was there, it was a weird place. It was weird. Like, it was like this fucking the air was like static, you know, and everybody was weird. Everybody was fucking weird, dude. But yeah, I had a profound time. Such high spiritual energy, you know, fucking like hippies and spiritual seekers and beautiful people were there. It was a very nice time. Yeah. But yeah, definitely weird vibes too. Creepy vibes, you know. I remember when I got there, I almost had a fucking panic attack right when I got there because I was like, I traveled alone. It was my first time traveling alone, and I was completely on the other side of the country. And yeah, I got there and I was like, what am I doing out here? You know what I mean? You play your bowl while playing a pure frequency tone. The frequency you play from your phone has to be around 4 to 24 hertz. The higher you go, the faster the frequency oscillates. Very interesting. Zane Richard, bro, I'm going to see Spangle tomorrow, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. I heard somebody talking outside in their car. My favorite Spangle song. Hold on, let me check something real quick. Gotta make sure nobody's here. Okay, they're all in their car over there. My favorite Spangle song is... I have a bunch, dude. Around the World in a T-Days, Dorset Perception, Levitation Nation, fucking Ineffable Mysteries. I have a shitload of really good ones. Have fun, thank you. Carrying Us in Your Arms. What are you referring to there? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got all of you in my hands right now. That's so funny. Yeah, this is my room. There it is. I make my videos in front of that window right there with this ring light. Yeah, a little bit of behind the scenes action. I'm on about the glass, not the place he on about. What are you talking about? Sick red carpet, right? That's funny. Hey, it works. Yeah, it does, dude. Fuck yeah. Where are you from? I'm from Maine, bro. Where are you from? Sick red carpet. Yeah, dude. It's cool. My other favorite part is the teddy bear wallpaper liner right there. I love that part. Kamath and the little kitty cat. I love the heart and teddy bear wall art. Yeah, it's old school shit. Yeah. Yep. I'm tired tonight, guys. Yeah, it's cute. It's funny that I live with my grandfather, and this used to be my aunt's room when she was a child. So that explains that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Carrying Us in Your Arms. That's so funny. It aligns your brain with the frequency you chose. Like if the frequency is 4 higher than your bowl, you'll be tuning your brain to hear 4 hertz. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I will try that. I gotta try that out if I can remember it. Yeah. It is, you know what? It is smudge time, Charlie Jones. We're gonna rip a singing bowl sesh real quick. All right, you guys are about to get Palo Santo'd. She's dying. That's why it's sputtering. Smoke break. Palo Santo break. There we go. What a vibe, man. Does it smell? Yeah, it does. It smells fucking awesome. Oh, so the vibe, yeah, it's awesome. All right, a little bit of a little moment of silence, okay? Let's let this ring out. Hello from Russia. What's up, homie? How you doing? You're fucking far ways away from me, man. That's cool. Higher frequencies are higher brain waves. Lower frequencies, like 4, will make you sleepy. There's science on this stuff. Makes me want to experiment with immersive audio. That's fucking really cool, man. I've seen a lot of like those meditative videos where it's tuned to like 432 or like certain hertz, you know what I mean? And I don't know like much about that stuff at all, but it's really interesting stuff. What we got here? This is definitely a wholesome live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you, Charlie. Your vibes and everything you've been adding into the chat is just as wholesome, my friend. It's so beautiful, and I'm so glad you're here. I don't know if this is your first time or not, but yeah, I'll say this to everybody. I do these lives every Thursday at 7 o'clock, and yeah, we just hang out, talk about anything, have fun, talk about whatever comes up. People are starting to pull up again. Golnaz says hi. What's up? How you doing, Golnaz? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly. You're so cool. I'll say it in Russian. Tuk-tukon kup-tung. Thank you. Second time. Fuck yeah, man. I know. I think I remember your little Charlie, your name and your profile picture. Love your bracelets. They're so adorable. Thank you so much, Cindy. Yeah, I'm not sure about frequencies by themselves, but binaural ones are a whole thing. There's even a CIA document on it. The Gateway Experience. Dude, I've heard of that. They had success in astral projection, but fails to. Wow. I got to check that out. Is that chain made of Rudrakshas? No, but I do have Rudraksha beads. No, this is sandalwood, homie. You're my favorite transgender YouTuber. That's so funny. I remember the one and only Nicole. A little scammer in the chat. See? If you're here, this is what if you've been here for a while, this is what I'm talking about. People just pulling up, thinking I'm fucking transgender and shit, I gotta go pee real quick, so all of you talk to the one and only Nicole about how I'm not a transgender. I'll be right back. I'm coming. Imagine I come back and there's 0 people in the chat. What's up? I don't know. That's so funny. I'm here. The 10-year-old troll was funnier. Yeah, Cherry, I know. Is that what you're talking about? P-break, he'll be back soon. That's so funny. Don't worry, we accept you. Bye-bye. That's so fucking funny. Trust me, it's fucking weird walking away from the live. Like, I'm in there peeing going like, dude, I got a fucking live. I'm live on YouTube right now. It's a weird feeling. Was that a good pee? Oh, it was, dude. It was. It was rushed, but it was a good one. You'll be peeing sitting down, I'm sure, and forget to wash your hands. Not gonna lie. would put that wallpaper in my room. Yeah, it's good shit, man. Get a good look at it. I'm never giving you like a good peek at it, you know what I mean? Isn't that cool? Bullies, tell them get gone. Where's your beard, bro? It's in the trash, man. I fucking dump it down the trash every week. Should I grow my beard out? I don't want to. I don't want to right now. I used to, and it's weird because like I have like a red colored beard, and I look fucking like crazy when I grow it out. Oh no, the one and only Cole's message got retracted. That's unfortunate. It's almost like they're adding weird shit into the chat, and YouTube's taking it out for me. Is Earth just a weed in the universe? Damn, that's crazy. That's funny, man. Wizard Art World said hi. What's up, homie? How you doing? Shower thoughts. Yeah, right? Right? I got fucking... Oh my god. Why is it always in the shower that kind of shit comes up? Are you religious? I wouldn't call myself religious. I'm very spiritual. I'm a very spiritual individual, but I'm not religious. I don't ascribe myself to a particular religion. Just want to say you're my favorite YouTuber, which means keep on pushing through. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I've never seen any of your comments, and also I can't like see who likes my videos and stuff, but that means the world to me. I love that it resonates with you and that you love it all so much. What we got here? Shaving the beard is forbidden, punishable by death. Uh-oh. That's true, isn't it? I don't doubt that. Name a car for an edit. What do you mean? I have long white hair like Merlin and a white beard like Bad Santa. For real, Squirrel Sniper? Thoughts on the Matrix movie? I've never watched the whole thing, but it's almost like it gives me the same vibe as the Doctor Strange movie and the movie The Truman Show. I love those movies that like it embodies the mystery. You know what I mean? It shows you the transcendent quality of reality, you know? Well, Jesus loves you. Thank you, that one kid. That means a lot to me. Fep, what are you talking about with the aircraft thing? I don't understand that at all. You just pulled back up in the chat. I don't get what that means. If everyone becomes spiritual instead of religious, the world would be such a lovely place. Or, yeah, I feel that. I feel that. There's nothing wrong with with following true religious practices, though. It's only when you tell people they should be your religion that shit gets weird. You know what I mean? You name a car and I make an edit of that same car. Fucking, an Audi R8. I made fermented garlic honey and it soothes the sore throat better than medication. That doesn't surprise me, man. Fucking, that's like Ayurvedic shit. You know what I mean? What, bro? You have to watch it for real. I know, dude. I should. If you haven't seen The Truman Show or the Doctor Strange movie, you gotta watch that shit too. Matrix is a documentary, right, bro? For real, it's like meta as hell. Yeah. The world is a lovely place if you find the right people in it. Oh, you know what? That's so true. That's so true, and that's just what I needed to hear. That's so beautiful. Also true. I believe it. Yeah. It's so true. It's so true. It's so easy to live in like a microcosm of thinking the world is this gross, sinister, horrible fucking place. But like when you start living your life differently, it puts you in this different energy, this different frequency where you start doing different things and attracting different people and finding different people. And just like Cindy suggests here, you start to realize that there's beautiful, beautiful people out there. Like you guys, you know what I mean? Just going live on YouTube, living in the energy of like authenticity and my passion attracts you guys, you know what I mean? And where we're able to talk and connect and link up, it's so beautiful. And as much as I love these lives, if we were to go back to a psychedelic, which one would you choose? If you were to go back to a psychedelic, which one would you choose for a trip? I mean, DMT is obviously easy to choose because it's so quick, but LSD is my teacher, you know? So telling for real. You just have to find a good people and vibe. Good few people and vibe. Very true. Exactly. Good vibes. I love you guys so much. It really means a lot. Haley, all your love comments. That's so sweet. But yeah, I'm tired, guys. It's almost 10 o'clock. It's 9:30 at night for me right now. I think I'm getting ready to call the live. But if you have any final questions, quick questions or statements or anything that you want to throw in the chat real quick, definitely throw it in. I'd love to touch on it real quick. Oh no, we got somebody in here with a cringy ass comment. 1 through 2, you commit suicide. Stop the energy thingy? What's the energy thingy? I swear I'm not a therapist. I just need therapy. Is that a joke? What are you talking about? Good night, man. Appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Raiden. You were the one, I think you commented asking, like how, like, do I make a script for my videos and stuff? I think I recognize you. I'm afraid of DMT. I'm not sure why. Just fully slipping away seems scary. I did it on salvia, but didn't even know it was going to be like that. Yeah, it's definitely its own beast. It's definitely its own beast compared to LSD or mushrooms or any of those things where you kind of remain a sense of coherency. But it's like falling asleep or passing out. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just you just let go. You don't have to do anything. You just let go. You take your hit and lay back, and it takes you on the ride. You don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? Sleeping is considered connecting back to your real consciousness. Yeah, I've heard of that. And like when you wake up and you say, I didn't have any dreams last night, how do you know? You know what I mean? We like you too, man, but as I like to say, stay safe, stay different, man. Thank you, Pablo. Yeah, I'm going to call it here, guys. I love you all so much. I really appreciate all of you. Zane, what did you say there? Do not take DMT if you're not in a good state of mind. It will make anxieties multiply. Yeah, what he said, exactly. Don't take psychedelics unless you're in a solid state of mind. Good. Have a good sleep, sweet dreams. Thank you, Cindy. That's so sweet. I love all of you guys so much. Stay tuned on the channel. There's new stuff coming out every single week. I have projects. I'm always fucking doing shit. You know what I mean? So stay tuned. I'd love to see a comment from you guys in the videos. Like, there's so many people in here that I see on every live, but I've never seen a comment on my videos. You know what I mean? It's so beautiful, the linking up and communicating together. But yeah, I love you guys so much. I'll see you next Thursday, 7 o'clock, same time. Charlie, I love you, bro. Your vibes are fucking immaculate. I love all of you so much. Again, thank you so much. And I'll see you all. You hear every Thursday. Yep. Cindy, every single Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern time. I go live on YouTube and I kick it for 2 or 3 hours and hang out with you guys. No more cussing. Good for you, Jude Belinsky. I'm calling it here. Namaste, Squirrel Sniper. And namaste to all of you guys. Have a good night. A wonderful rest of your week. And yeah, I hope to see you all next Thursday. So I'll see you guys.